saying. That's all I'm saying.
But like
What you think, Mary?
I feel like overall, like it shouldn't. To the main question, I don't think it'll help fix the Black community because I feel like it shouldn't even be dependent on that. I feel like Black people are our own worst enemies. I feel like we don't stand enough on our own shit alone. Because if we stood more on what we feel, what we believe, and all of that, and not just to be temporary for some shit to go on the news and then be off the news, then a lot more shit would possibly get done. Not saying it would, but it would possibly. But we should be able to get to a point where it don't matter who come in and out. Because that's how a lot of
this panel don't stand on shit though. Every time we turn around, motherfuckers just talking about let people do what they want to do. So how we gonna band and come together though? But how we gonna band and come together if y'all want to be fluid with everything?
But I'm just answering the question.
So let me address what you just said, because people have free will. So that's what when I talk about letting people do what they do. People have free will. Now the problem is they do, Hamp. People have their own autonomy and they have their own individualistic ideas. The problem is we as a people have too many individual ideas and we don't know how to come into a community anymore. But we don't want to take that away though either, because when we embrace the individualism of one another, but it's also with a unified front and theme, that's when true economic power occurs. That's when true advancement comes. So I don't want us to become robots. I want people to keep their own free will, creative ideas and whatnot. That's a part of a thriving people, not to be robots and not to be allowed to, have their own thoughts.
Yeah, I hear you talking.
I think it's a thing of accountability, though. I don't think that we as Black people in this country, I don't think necessarily we have accountability. And I do think it's kind of every man for himself type of a thing. I think back to what Chief was saying about the sport. I always go back to two situations. I always go back to the Colin Kaepernick thing and the NFL and we're kneeling and not doing it. And I remember saying, like, my husband is like a huge football fan and everything like that. He bought the jersey, all this other stuff. But then when his team was playing, he was watching. And I said, I thought y'all was standing with Cat. It doesn't make sense. And he was just like, well, you got to understand people, they have their livelihood. I said, okay, but when you're thinking about Black bodies and when you're thinking about trying to make a collective movement, y'all have to stand together. You can't be all rah-rah when it comes to buying a shirt, doing your hashtags, but then all of a sudden when your team is playing, now you want to go ahead and you want to watch the game again. Or when Madden drops, you want to play it and you want to buy it. And it's interesting to me that with all these particular sports, the football and basketball, all these Black players, all these Black bodies, but it's wild to me that none of us as Black people are owners, and we continue to play, and they continue to exploit us. It's very interesting to me because we all have that every man for himself mentality.
You think they're being exploited?
I do.
But we all go to work,
and we all being used.
Yeah.
So why not get used for $20 million?
Use please for $20 million.
But that's where it goes to the every man for himself. We all got bills to pay. We all got things to do. It's like it's a double-edged sword.
Okay. Any final thoughts on this fix? It sounds like it could be a fix, but I think to Rose Nissel's point, how the fuck we gonna do it? And I don't think we have a resolution. Any final thoughts on this one? Interesting. Go, sis.
Nah, fuck it.
Shit like that.
All right, sis, you up first on this one. Interesting. Like this. Final thought.
Just have a good night, everybody. I guess I'll see you next Tuesday.
Word. Mary.
We need to keep trying to build stronger Black families to help our Black little boys and girls.
Word. Ro.
The remedy to fix the Black community is to teach our children about the country that they live in and how to survive in it.
Word. Q.
I'm with a Black woman for real. My baby chocolate. Y'all be safe.
Word. No,
Yeah.
my bad. Go ahead.
They like, ha ha. I know that's right. Big up. My final thought is Black people open a book, read, educate yourself, understand politics, understand legislation, understand your people, understand who you are, understand where you came from so you can know where you're going. Just educate yourself. Education is so pivotal, so that you can break the shackles of your mind off.
Word. Mike?
We have everything we need as a community to succeed. We got Black colleges, Black banks, chambers of commerce, businesses, apps, politicians, and it's really just we need to start supporting each other and being unapologetically Black.
Word. Mr. White?
Let's continue to improve our communication with each other. Let's continue to show each other grace, because Black men are worth it, Black women are worth it, and together there's nothing we can't do.
Yeah, man. 100% agreed, man. I think all the sentiments tonight were valid because they a lot of people provided some substantive thought behind them, regardless if you agree or not. Right? I think entertainment is in disagreement, but at the end of the day, you still gotta hear it. I think that's the key. Yeah, so I know Adrian touched on it, but I don't think the church is the answer. But if we can agree on a particular set of instructions, I think we would be much better off. I'll give you guys one gem. You could throw it out if you want to. If you go to Exodus 22, verse 16, sex is marriage. I wish I would have known that before I start busting all these chicks down. It's a lot of them too.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Imagine how much different life would be if we all knew that and conducted ourselves in that way. You feel me? Just a little something. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We out.